contracts here over the next month, and we're going to play today. Joy's going to help. Deal or no deal? Here we go in Best for Last.
Okay. Shout out to my friend Jordana getting married next weekend. Number 7 on actual deal or no deal.
Oh, nice.
Tom Brady, a 2-year, $60 million contract. Deal or no deal?
Listen, they don't have a backup plan, so I would say deal. I'd prefer not to go 2 years on this, but there's Jarrett Stidham. I haven't seen him take a snap, so I would do a deal. I'd rather go 1 year at 30, 32 than 2 at 60, but I'd say deal.
I agree. Drew Brees, a 2-year, $60 million contract. Deal or no deal?
Well, now, see, I have options here. I have a gadget guy who could start occasionally. I have Teddy Bridgewater. This would be tough. I'd probably go no deal. Now, his completion percentage is great, but he's also working with a better O-line, a better running game, and a star receiver, which Tom Brady doesn't. I have options. If I'm the Saints, I would use my leverage.
Would you give Teddy Bridgewater a 2-year, $40 million contract?
Yes, because I think Teddy Bridgewater at this point in his career with New Orleans talent is about 85 to 88% of Drew Brees. So numbers matter. It's a salary cap sport. I would go here with Teddy Bridgewater at 2 years, $40 million. He's a bargain at $20 million a year.
Jadeveon Clowney, 5-year, $110 million contract. Deal or no deal?
No deal. I thought he did help Seattle. I thought he had value, but he had 3 sacks, lowest since his rookie year. He had 13 quarterback hits. That's it. One of the lowest numbers of his career. That is a lot of money. He has value, but not at that price.
Amari Cooper, 5 years, $90 million.
I like Amari Cooper a lot, but I'm going to say no deal. This is a deep wide receiver draft. Listen, I can't pay Zeke and Dak and 4 of their offensive linemen and Byron Jones and both linebackers and DeMarcus Lawrence. I've got to make choices here. Now, he is productive, but on this offensive roster, with what they're paying everybody, I can't go to 5 years and $90 million. I can't do it.
Derrick Henry, 4 years, $60 million.
Yes, that's a deal. I think he's the best player on their football team. I think he defines the Titans' DNA. Mike Vrabel's a tough guy and a physical guy. I think he embodies the characteristics of that organization. I don't love paying running backs big numbers, but he feels like the Titans.
You have to. Byron Jones, 5 years, $75 million.
Now, John Goulet is going to throw up a little in his mouth here, but I would pay this amount. Okay, all you Cowboy fans bang on this kid. He was the 15th highest-rated corner in the NFL, and Dallas doesn't have another 2 corner I like. And again, their defensive line does not create consistent pressure. You've got to have somebody here. You've got to have somebody on the perimeter in a passing league in a division with Carson Wentz. In the NFC, you got to have a top corner somewhere.
That's actually not a bad contract either.
And by the way, people don't throw to his side that much. His numbers on, interceptions, people avoid him. They throw away from him.
How about Chris Jones, 4 years, $80 million?
Deal, but I would front load it. I would pay as much as I could in the first 2 years because I'm going to have to pay Mahomes in about 12 months, and that's going to be a Brinks truck contract. So I would tell Chris, I'm going to give you a lot of money up front. Last couple years of your deal, I need a discount. But that defense this year, he had 24.5 sacks and 49 quarterback hits over the last 2 years. And what he was missing, that defense was not the same.
I can't wait to see that Mahomes contract.
Oh, it's going to be massive, yeah.
Phillip Rivers, a 2-year, $50 million contract.
No deal. 3 things you can't be simultaneously. Old, unathletic, and mistake-prone. So I can't do it.
How about Ryan Tannehill, 3 years, $75 million? Deal or no deal?
I'd franchise tag him, no deal. Listen, you can't be the second best player in your backfield as a quarterback. Like, I have a hard time with that. He does not define the organization. Now, again, I've seen a lot of Ryan Tannehill. He's a gamer. He works hard. He's a good kid. He's a work ethic guy. There is value here to him. But come on, what did the Titans coaching staff tell you in those last 2 playoff games? He was throwing for like 80 yards. That they were telling you what they thought.
How about Jameis Winston, 4 years, $110 million contract? Deal or no deal?
God, no. No deal. Come on. We've seen enough.
But he got the surgery.
Okay. Just listen. He will throw 26 interceptions this year. He'll be able to see a corner 4 times. They don't have an option right now beyond him.
Right.
So, again, I can franchise tag for a year, but I think I've seen enough. His judgment, he makes too many bad throws. Now, Bruce Arians has helped, and he does throw a great deep ball, and Mike Evans and him are very productive.
Dak Prescott, 4 years, $140 million contract. Deal or no deal?
That's like 34, 35 million a year. No deal. Okay, I'm going to... no deal. I want to throw this at you. It's not just about winning in the NFL. If it was, Alex Smith would still be in San Francisco and Kansas City. It's about winning in December and January and beating the good teams. Dak against 500 teams or better in the last 2 years is not only 5-10, so it's not all his fault. 19 TDs and 16 picks. The more we see of him, the more people get film of him. This is behind the best O-line in football. In those big games, he's not very productive, and he feels like a liability. And again, I don't like my quarterback to be the second most talented person in their own backfield. I don't. That's a negative for me. It's a big negative.
I'm going deal. I don't know what the plan is without him.
So you know the host of that show?
Howie, no. But my friend Jordana is getting married next weekend. I'm a bridesmaid, and she's briefcase number 7.
Oh, congratulations to her. Rent or own a home? Sure you do. Go to Geico.com. Makes it easier. It can bundle stuff, your home, your rent, all that stuff, your auto insurance. Geico.com. It is easy. Good stuff. So speak for yourself is around the corner here on a Tuesday. Thanks for joining us in the Herd. I wonder if Jason Whitlock was ever invited to the Combine when he was playing at Ball State. I would have loved to have seen Whitlock. You know, Whitlock, you were never invited to the Combine, were you not?
I rode a Combine once, but I was never invited to one. Yeah.
So where I saw the Stephen Jones comment where he said, I have not talked to Dak's agent in September. That's something, right?
That's really something.
Yeah.
I think they're at a significant impasse. These guys completely disagree about Dak's value. I think this thing could get ugly. I think that it's questionable. Maybe a 10% chance Dak's not their starting quarterback week 1.
Wow. You know, it's funny, Jason.
I just said 10%.
Yeah, Joy and I have said this. When you watch that Dallas-Philadelphia game and Carson Wentz is carrying scout team receivers and Dak can't get into the end zone with the best O-line and Amari and I thought, Jerry Jones gets on a plane and he flies home and he's thinking to himself, what am I getting myself into? Sometimes contracts come down to a moment, right?
No question. And I think Jerry, Steven, everybody in that Cowboys organization loves Dak Prescott, just at the right price. And it's a significant amount of money. But they're not going to make the same mistake, I don't think, that the Los Angeles Rams made with Jared Goff, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, it is interesting. The thing about Dak, Doug Gottlieb said it once was interesting. He said, I love his intangibles. I just like more tangibles. You watch him against the Wentzes, and you just don't quite see it against the Russell Wilsons and the Aaron Rodgers. Speak for yourself on a Tuesday is coming up next.